That's another week shot to hell. Already almost halfway through November. About 40-something days until that fateful day in December when the world is supposed to end. And it's Friday, and I just want to kick back and relax and talk about a few things without actually doing a generic vlog where all I do is sit in front of the camera and talk. So you might actually see other things besides me sitting in front of the camera talking, blah blah blah, etc. Let's talk about some stuff, what's been going on and what I'm going to be doing from this point forward. Yay! Obama got reelected. Yeah. Looking at the White House's webpage here. Yeah, let's just say that this election really did some serious damage to my family. I probably got several relatives who aren't going to speak to myself or my dad ever again. Now, in the interest of full disclosure, I should probably mention that I come from an extremely Republican family. And my dad and I are very much fiscal conservatives. Although we we only care really about money issues. We don't really talk much about social issues or anything like that. Because, well, it's your life. And we don't like, government spending all kinds of money on stupid stuff because, well, it's our money that gets taxed away after we work hard to earn it. But let's just say that my dad and I have ticked off the social conservatives and diehard Republicans in our family because we didn't fall head over heels for Mitt Romney. I've done this to death on my blog, so I'm not going to continue talking about the election here. If you want to, take a look at some of the stuff I was saying during the election and about the election, go to my blog and check the Election 2012 category. I filed it all under that, and I'm just glad that pathetic excuse for a presidential election's finally done, because it's not like this guy didn't already have that in the bag. Okay, before someone's screen explodes because I'm doing basically a camcorder Let's Play of the White House's website, let's talk about some other stuff. Dear Linda McMahon, this is why neither myself nor my dad voted for you. All these stupid Chris Murphy sucks mailers. Yeah, seriously, I have never seen a more negative campaign ever, and I'm glad that she lost again. And I'm glad now that my mailbox might actually have some. Look at how big this thing is. It's like two decent, it's like a legal size piece of paper, except it's clear coated and stuff. But I understand she spent record amounts of money trying to win a Senate seat and lost both times. So glad that mess is over with, at least for another couple of years. Clockwise fan, a sure sign that winter is on its way. Okay, that would be a really bad idea for a musical. Well, there's piano. Still powered off from when I shut everything off from Hurricane Sandy in case there was some kind of power surge or anything like that. Got the Nintendo 64 hooked up because I've been tossing around the idea of doing a Let's Play of Super Mario 64. Yeah, I know, as if that hasn't already been done to death here on YouTube. But let's just say that the copy of Mario 64 that I have is not the original one I had when I was growing up. Unfortunately, my folks gave away my 120-star Mario 64 to when I was off at college. They did with my consoles, at least the ones I didn't hide, what their parents did to their baseball card collections. My dad was always like, oh, I used to have some really valuable baseball cards until your grandfather gave them away on me. Some things never change, but I don't hold that against them. I mean, it's just video games after all. It's not like a baseball card that could be worth tons of money. Although I do think they still have my baseball card collection in one of their closets over at their place, so, I hope they don't throw it out and make history repeat itself. Good news is, I recently got my 100% complete Super Mario World back up to 100% complete after my save games got deleted. So, Mario 64 would be next to restore, but I'm getting so beaten into the ground by this warehouse job, both physically and psychologically, because of the crap I deal with at this place, that this is why I haven't been doing much of anything, including doing anything with this new camera since I got it. I did, one Ashton's parody video, and that was it. I need to get back in the swing of things here. Dust on the keys again. But at least this thing still hasn't broke all these years later. This keyboard is going to be around for who knows how long. Well, back at the computer again. Now, I understand that a lot of YouTubers are having problems with not getting as many views as they used to on YouTube. And part of that is because of some of the issues that YouTube has had that they haven't addressed. Like, for example, this front page that keeps doing this. You got this little checkbox here, show uploads only. That needs, if you only want to see what people are uploading instead of their comments, likes, etc., you'll want to check that. And here's the main problem. This little view menu thing right here, if you click on it, see how it defaults to highlights? Yeah, that's why. That's why if you got someone on your subscriptions list who uploads more than one video a day, that's why you're not seeing anything but one of their videos or something every single day. So what you gotta do is every single time you go to this screen, check this box, because even, you know, I guess it doesn't even use cookies. This thing keeps setting itself back to highlights instead of everything. But if you click everything, then everything changes over, and we might actually, then everything changes over, and you'll actually have everybody's videos if they uploaded every single one. Of course, the foolproof way is to just go to people's channel pages to begin with. Although one thing I don't like, which is why I don't do it on my own channel, is I don't like this thing where people set their channel page to automatically play their latest video every time somebody goes to it. I think that's just a cheap way to mooch views and waste people's bandwidth, so that's why I'm never going to be doing it on my own page. So, just some thoughts on the whole YouTube situation. Now this thing definitely needs to be serviced. I'm going to have to tear this thing apart because it's out of warranty and take a look at it. This is the portable air conditioning unit that's been going in some of my videos in the summertime. I stopped using it about halfway through this past summer and went back to using a crappy window unit because this thing is now leaking water whenever it does anything. It's leaking water all over the place. I don't know what it is with these portables and why they start leaking after a year or two of decent operation. I would have hoped that this thing would work better because unlike other models that have this crappy drip tray that gets all dusty and overflows like nothing, this thing has like a half-liter container to store all the water, all the condensation water in it. So I really have no clue why it's running as badly as it is. There's the box that the Handycam came in. Yay. I was thinking of doing an unboxing video, but decided against it at the last minute because there's just too many unboxing videos on YouTube these days. Like, hey, look, I'm taking something new out of the box. Yeah, I think it's a tad overrated. Meanwhile, there's the poor old Samsung, dead, or at least I thought it was. Check this out. Right as I was putting the Handycam together, I decided to fire this thing up just to see what would happen, and check this out. Check the lens cover. Yep. No card. Look at this. Look at this. And I actually put a card in this and tried it out, but it actually still works. It still records. Go figure, right? The thing falls 1/3 of the way into a thing full of soup and comes back to life a couple days later. I thought this thing was fried because look at this. Yeah, the battery's about to die in it, but because I haven't charged it since it fell into the soup bowl. But the CCD in this camera was completely fried. I was getting like wavy line, like white lines going up and down like on an old analog television. And then eventually I got nothing, no matter what. And then you would turn this thing on, unlike now when it turns on perfectly normally. You would turn this thing on and it would go like it was stuck or something was frying or something like that. But let's try the buttons. Release the smart auto. Turn off the smart auto. Yeah, focus. Release the smart auto. Okay, that's off. Hey, look. Hey, the menu opens. Left, right, left, down and up. Oop, up. Up works. You kidding me? This is why I like Samsung stuff. This camera still works. Let's see. Does the zoom work? Let's see. Let's point at the box here. I'm filming a camera with a camera. It zooms. Check it out. Does it focus? Let's see. Oh, point at the screen. It focuses too. So this is nuts. Let's see if it charges up when I plug the adapter in. Unfortunately, if you take a look at it, you can see the soup all over the lens. So if I can get this thing apart and clean off all the residue from the soup, this camera is going to still work. And I'll have to see if it still charges and everything, but wow, there's a surprise. I'm glad I didn't get too expensive of a camera to replace it with. Then again, this Handycam's pretty decent too. I don't know what I'm going to do now. The Samsung's a pretty decent camera, and this Handycam's a pretty decent camera as well. Matter of fact, the Sony is very user-friendly because I can turn it on and off by opening and closing the display. And everything's automatic. You don't have like this thing you have to flip to open and close the lens. So I don't know at this point. The focus. It's right there, you piece of crap. Focus. There we go. Surprise of the week, definitely. I thought this camera was done for when it fell into the soup, and it certainly looked like it had fried itself. But I'm gonna have to take this thing apart and clean it off with like a photo cleaning kit or something, whatever you can use to clean a camera lens. See how well I can get this thing working again. Maybe that'll be my next vlog project or something like that. There's the Dell Asaurus. Hasn't done anything since the last time I did anything with it. I think it might still have I don't know if I put Windows 2000 back on it or if it still has the... Oh no, I never got Windows 8 working on it, so I had the wrong version of the preview. Should have got the 32-bit version. I think the 32-bit one didn't work too well either. Gave it a try later on, but here's what I don't get. How come this thing is generating so many views for me on YouTube? I keep getting all these emails. Hey, another comment posted on Windows 8 versus the Dell Asaurus. Are you kidding me? All this stuff, all this current event stuff, all this technology stuff, gaming videos and whatever, and what do people want to see on this channel? This piece of crap. I don't know. You try explaining that to me. I don't know why people are so infatuated with this thing. It's a piece of crap. It has a Celeron like I think it's like 500 megahertz or something like that. Yeah, megahertz. Forgot what the speed was, but it's a piece of junk Celeron budget computer from 2000. My dad used to have AOL running on this thing on Windows Millennium Edition. Why is this thing so popular? Please, if anyone can explain this in even the tiniest bit, leave a comment. I'd really like to know. Why are so many people obsessed with this piece of junk and actually giving me suggestions on what to do with it? Oh, try Puppy Linux on it. I did. It was a little slow. This thing struggles even with Linux distributions that are made for crappy computers. It's that old and terrible. Oh, put something else on it. Do this with it. Do that with it. Put an Intel Atom motherboard in it. It's a piece of junk, for Pete's sake. I don't know what I'm going to do with this thing. It works, so I don't really want to throw it out. But, why it's so popular, I have no clue. By the way, if anyone sees me do any videos down here and they think that they hear what they think are fart noises like that, it's the chair. This chair that I'm rocking back and forth in right now is about 6 years old, completely shot to hell, and the mechanism is totally worn out. I'm surprised this thing hasn't broken. I've fallen backwards or anything. Yeah, this old massage chair that no longer works is definitely a trooper, but it occasionally makes ugly popping noises from time to time. Well, you're looking at a manky old plaid sofa. Actually, yeah, believe it or not, this place does have a living room. It's not like I have to sit up in the loft all the time to make videos with. If any of you remember my old video blog series is from back in the day. Just I've never really done much with the downstairs of this place. Although, if I get everything all nice and clean and spiffy and stuff, I've got some ideas for some of these rooms. That assumes I even get to stay in this place with how terrible money has been for me this year, and what next year is looking like so far. And of course, the matching chair. I know plaid is very, very 70s, but if it ain't broke, why fix it? Cracker-wise, I'm getting into my last box of Hurricane crackers to use up. I'm also going through the last case of Diet Mountain Dew that I bought for the Hurricane. As far as the clam chowder went, once I did prepare it correctly with milk and stuff, it actually tasted pretty decent. It definitely did live up to its claims that it wasn't a thick potato stew and actually had some decent-sized pieces of clam in it, unlike the cream of potato soup that a lot of cheap chowders usually are. I'd say my biggest problem looking back at the whole job lot chowder is that it's way too salty. It's an absolute salt bomb. I mean, I'm thinking at this point that, yeah, maybe living off of that stuff would be almost as bad as living off of ramen noodles in terms of way too much salt. I've been wondering why soup companies have been trying to make low-sodium soups quite a bit these days, and I think that's probably why. Then again, it is something that can be stored at room temperature. So much like V8 or anything like that, if you can store something safely at room temperature that hasn't been opened, it's probably a salt bomb. Fortunately, these are unsalted crackers. So, where do we go from here? Well, good question, actually. Hanging by a thread continues to be my middle name, both in terms of money, the warehouse job, and pretty much everything since the January layoffs. I don't know what's going to happen when, what we're going to do, but we'll figure it out. That seems to be the motto of my generation with how terrible the economy's been. Oh yeah, everything we've been told, do the right thing, go to school, get a good education, get a good job, blah blah blah, that doesn't seem to work anymore. So we'll just figure it out. That actually sounds closer to the mentalities of some folks during the Great Depression that I've read about. But supposedly this isn't a depression. But anyways, definitely we should take a look at reviving the Samsung, getting that all nice and cleaned up. I'm gonna go take a look at what possible stuff we can use to clean off the lenses in that. I just gotta get the soup residue off, and it'd be interesting to see how well that camera runs afterwards. So, till next time, we'll just figure it all out. Same as always on this channel. I'll post whatever I can, whenever I can, and hopefully things improve, but I've been saying that for the better part of a year, so I'll believe it when I see it. Till next time, this is MultimediaJay, signing off. Thanks for stopping by.